what it takes to launch a bestseller. Wouldn't you want to know? Well, we always say your message matters here at Women Speakers Association. And to that end, you want your story, your message to reach as far and wide as possible. And being a best-selling author is a daunting task, but it can help you have that great impact you want. So we're breaking it down on today's show, what it takes to become a bestseller, to launch that bestseller. And we invite you to come along and be, whether you're a first-time best-selling author or want to be a multiple-time international best-selling author. I wanted to invite you to listen in, and we have Gail Watson, the founder of Women Speakers Association, here with us. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Laura. Hi, everyone. Super excited to talk about this.
I know it's so exciting. We have a launch coming up and of our 7th collaborative book. We have authors raving about the process and how it helps them. So, what attracts authors to this collaborative bestseller experience?
What I'm hearing from the authors that I interview, so we run an application process, and in my conversations, I always ask that question: what's attracting you to Voices of the 21st Century? And quite often, having seen that past performance of this book, is how quickly we can get your message out around the world, literally overnight. But what they're also seeing is, well, just about an hour ago, just before we hopped on together here, I was having a call, and someone who's just joined our next book, and she was talking about everybody's talking about it and they're excited. And I said, exactly, because we're a group, and we're excited, and we're on our path, and we're motivated, and we're in this really strong momentum. And so that a lot of apart from the visibility, is what I want to say, apart from the visibility that a book obviously gives you, the training that you get, a big attraction, I think, is what we're finding now is when we come together in community to do this, there's an excitement, a fire that you just can't control. So um, put that all together, and you've got a really fun experience.
Yeah, it really is a fun experience. And let's juxtapose that to someone who wants to be a bestseller, but they're not in a collaborative book. They're doing this on their own. What does it take?
A lot. Honestly, those of you who have written your own book out there, I bow down to you. It's a lot of work. Yeah, right. Um, in my conversations with authors who are wanting to do that are doing their solo book, I say, where are you at? And they've been in the process for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, like a lot of time. But I notice that there's a number that I get frequently, and it's 80%. At this 80% mark, people stall out. So many things, what I'm learning and understanding is that when we start to dive into our stories, our personal stories, a lot can surface as a result. And then I also thought, what else happens at that 80% mark of a book? Well, production happens. There's a great list. Now, Laura, you're the expert here, because this is the process you manage in Voices of the 21st Century, of a lengthy list of what has to happen to that book. Now, it's one thing getting your story in there, but it's a whole other production to get it to look good, flow well, uh, have it uploaded, to get it ready for sale. I mean, when you are wearing the hat, you as that author are wearing so many hats that you probably know nothing about all these moving pieces. This now I understand 80% what happens. And the difference to that, in when in a collaborative model, when we're at the 80%, that's when the fun kicks in. I mean, we are putting the icing on the cake. This is where we get to have fun. We're free. We're just really enjoying it, and we're able to absorb the learning that we're sharing, that we're on how to make this book work for us when it comes ready to be launched.
Yeah. And, thinking about the difference between the individual and the collaborative um, is the difference between wanting to do it all and versus focusing on your message, right?
Mm,
We allow people in the collaborative community to focus on their message and to get through what they need, like you were saying.
mm,
An individual book launch, you want a whole team. I mean, you want the people who are going to edit the book, the people who are going to proofread the book. That's two different people usually. And then you want everything from there, from formatting the book. That could be a whole nother team. And then you need a couple of different formats, and you make the decisions on formatting, size, and you're like, well, what should I do? I mean, there's so many decisions that have to be made if you're going to do it alone. And so you're not really doing it on your own. You're doing it with your own team that you have to find the best people. Luckily,
mm.
we have some great people with us. I love the teams we work with. And so this collaborative experience, it's pretty special when it happens in community, because so much of the work is done for you. And like you said, and this was born out of the first book. I was like, Gail, let's do this really cool thing where we take authors through a process, and they know exactly what's going to happen. They see the whole step-by-step process, and they know what's due when, and they know
Mm,
who to send it to and who to go to for troubleshooting, and they're really taken care of. And then of course we have more things that we offer to make it a very special experience. So tell us what's involved in getting our books to bestseller throughout the process. What is that process?
well, a lot, it's the individual. I really believe it's that individual author in the book who's excited because they are reaching out to their personal community to get it done. But not only are they just reaching out, they don't have to worry about what do I say? How do I ask this? You know, in support, we're helping them. Here's some language that you can use out there, right? But to run through a bestseller campaign or to be able to get your book out there takes a lot of time and commitment. And this is where the leverage of community to help you is really awesome. And that's a big part of what can be brought forward is your simple excitement. And like I said, when we watch an author go through, they can come in day one scared, not knowing a soul. What do I write? Does anyone want to even hear my story? To fast forward 3 4 months, and then all of a sudden my story's in, feeling good. I can clearly articulate it in 2 lines. And now I'm learning different campaigns and what to do with it. And I've got a plan of action for my book to fast forward another 3 months to we're 60 days away from that book coming out. And literally I have the vision in my mind. It's a corral of racehorses. These
We've kind
women
of
are empowered.
shuttled everybody through it. We've kind of
Mm,
like you said, corralled and shuttled, and you don't have a choice. You can't stall out because your
yeah,
story is already submitted and the train's on the track and it's due to arrive on the bestseller day, and it's happening.
yeah,
And your participation just gets easier and easier once that story, and you've crossed that hurdle of, can I really do this? And
yeah.
you're not having to worry about hiring the editor, hiring the publisher, getting somebody to put it on Amazon, trying to get it to bestseller on your own. And I like how you break it down, those three segments of our process. Do you want to share that?
Yeah, absolutely. That first part is coming in, not knowing anybody, not knowing what to say. So we get to come together and we can brainstorm that. There's a variety of different ways we can help support through there. When your story comes in, we have there's a deadline for that story to come in, and it comes in, that story that was meant to come out does. Then we go into our training, and through this process, we're spending a lot of time connecting because you are forever bound with this group from the front cover to the back cover. And what I really appreciate about this process as well, or this experience, is you may come in not knowing a soul, but you're going to leave with 44 friends and from around the world, and you're all helping each other and you're working together, and it's a lot of fun. So when it comes time for that bestseller, you're not stalling out. So you're at that 80% mark, you're not stalling out. In fact, you've got your foot to the floor, full speed ahead, and you're having fun and you're enjoying. And in fact, we have right in our author agreement to take the bestseller day off and make sure you block out time to celebrate, because just to really enjoy that feeling of what you've just accomplished. And so yeah, it's keeping it alive and it's keeping it fun. That's what you can do with a bunch of girlfriends, right?
Yeah, it's huge. And I love the connections that get made. Authors do co-promoting together, especially if they're in a local region, or they do book tours together, or they connect and on their on other programs. We've had people join together forces and JV and create collaborative products and things like that. So you never know what's going to come out of being a part of a collaborative book. But the bottom line is you will be a best-selling author, and it happens organically. We make sure there's something that happens, Gail, when you agree, when someone signs that agreement and they say, yes, I'm doing this, they put down their deposit, they start thinking about, and you really help kick them off because you do an initial call and you talk about what is their message. You really help them clarify that.
Yeah, well, we go through a process on that call. I say, while it's about your story, the first thing is what attracts you into a book, right? This book. And I want you to visualize what it would look like holding this book with your name on the front cover, knowing that it's maybe #1 in 4 different countries, or, with all these great stats that will come with it. What does it look like? Where do you see the book? Is it in bookstores? Is it helping you? Are you on a stage somewhere? Are you working with your clients and you're giving to them? I mean, there's so many opportunities, but to start in the vision and see that. And that's all we need to know. The rest is a systematic process, step by step by step by step, handhold, not do it on your own. It's handhold to get you through. And that's also fun too, because I tell you, if I mean, I don't know about your list of things to do, but it gets extensive every day. Something more gets added to your list. So it's just something you don't have to worry about. You're not into you don't have to worry about those little things. You don't have to worry about, oh, what does it look like online? Or is this working? Is that working? I can't download it. Oh, there's this. You don't have to do any of that. It's done for you.
What's amazing is that this is our 7th year and we're filling our 8th book now, right? So tell us, when is the next one, and how can people find out more about getting involved with this, should they be interested?
Absolutely. So if anything we're saying right now, you want to get your application in now. So this is by application first. So there's a little questionnaire. Just go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com. So I'll ask you some questions, fill it in, and I promise we will have a call to explore your message, to explore what you want, how you see a book, how it will work for you. And we can go over some ideas. Maybe it's not Voices of the 21st Century for you, but we can explore all that, and we want to make sure the story fits in there. That's all you have to do is apply. And the book will be released. The book is being released February 2025. Seems like a long ways away. But I promise you, blink your eyes. We'll be there in no time. And here's the cool thing. If your goal was to get yourself writing a book or doing that, and taking on that large task, chances are that you will stall out somewhere in this year. What I promise is that if you're in this experience, you will cross the finish line on time. You will be a best-selling author. You will have a fantastic time. And the bonus is you're going to make some really great new contacts.
And I love this, especially if somebody was thinking about writing their own book, but they haven't gotten to it, or they've stalled out even before 80%. You could actually submit a story that is a chapter in your forthcoming book. And it gets you, on that track for be writing. It gets you in the process. We guarantee you're going to be a best-selling author, and then boom, you've done it. Now you be in that momentum of getting it done again, maybe for
Yeah.
yourself. We've seen a lot of authors go from the collaborative to their own book. We also have a lot of authors who are already best-selling authors for their own book, but they come in and tell us why they might come in.
They come in a second time or a third time or fourth time or fifth time for some. Like, it's remarkable. They come in because some will come in to leverage the momentum of the book. There's a lot of excitement going on with it, and a lot of people work in social media on it. So they might have a new product coming out, a new coaching program, a new training program. Well, they can attach and leverage and go with the wave, go with the flow, right? So that's one thing that why they come in. Another I've heard these exact words is, I just have more to say. I don't put it in a whole book, but I just have more to say, more to say, more to say. And I just go in there. It's easy. It's easy to get my message out. And again, there's that big excitement in the new year, and having that accomplishment in yourself, in your business. And the one thing that, just for anybody who doesn't know, and you've heard of anthology books, or you've heard of, these collaborative books. The one thing that's really big and that will stand out is your name goes on the front cover. That's a must, an absolute must. And you are positioned as a co-author of Voices of the 21st Century, sharing your story and the story of, say, 44 other women. So positioning is really important. This is about you. It's about your message and how you get it out into this world, and where it will attach to your business as a legacy, whatever it is. Um, it's a custom journey for you.
And just so you know, you go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com to submit your application. And what I love, Gail, is that it is an application. It's a process. You may or may not wind up in the book this year. You really take the time to explore if it's right for the person who puts their application in, right?
Oh, absolutely. People think just because applications in, it's a no. We will get, we're actually just going public with our call for authors. We already have 13 women in the book signed their author agreement. And so that leaves us, what's the math on that? 34 spots open left on the book. We will get, I don't know, 80, 100 applicants. And I promise you a call, though. Promise. We'll talk about it and we'll see where the fit is.
Right. So again, that's voices of the 21st 21 century.com. Voices of the 21st century.com. Put your hat in the ring. Having a conversation with you, Gail, is just transformational in and of itself, well worth the price of admission, which is just the filling in the form. So I think it's great. And you might be the next best-selling author that comes along with us for the ride in 2025. Can't wait for that. And in the meantime,
25.
feel free to support us. You can see us on our journey on February 6th. We'll be right here at Women Speakers Association's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, and LinkedIn pages, going live at noon Pacific time and celebrating our bestseller launch day. And hopefully you'll enjoy our group. The stories are amazing, and you'll hear about what their brief little teaser intros to our author stories are. Yeah, it's going to be fabulous.
This is the book coming out.
Yes, this is the book.
This is the book.
That was the book. Heart.
Women empowered.
Women empowered
purpose.
Through passion and purpose. And next book will have a different theme to be announced. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Gail, for leading us into the 21st century with the Voices of the 21st Century books. It's always an incredible journey. And I love being a part of shepherding the authors through that and being a part of the book.
You're awesome. And when I said handhold experience, it's Laura who's holding your hand. And Laura's the queen of systems and getting things done right in very easy and gentle ways. So come on in.
All right. We'll see you in the book. All right. Go ahead and make it an easy launch for your bestseller. Join us. All right. Voicesofthe21st century.com. We'll see you there. Thank you, Gail. Bye for now.